Hey guys, it's Matt with Matt Outdoors here. We're going to take a look at how we tie one of the most effective fishing rigs in the country. That's the Carolina rig. You see I got one here. We're going to take a look at how we tie it, what goes into it, how we bag it, the things that we do to stay more efficient on the water, and how we stay away from those nasty tangles. Here's some of the examples of fish we've been able to catch with this rig. And are they awesome? You're able to catch catfish, walleye, almost everything in between, depending on the size of the rig. But stay tuned, let's see how we tie them.
All right, first thing I want to talk about is the line. So you can see here I got some Bass Pro Excel 40 pound. You know, we're in Kansas and we have some decent sized catfish, but nothing like we have down in the Mississippi River valleys or any of those bigger catfish areas of the country. So 40 pounds seems to work great for us. That's what I'm going to tie with today. Not to mention this Excel brand has got a great price on it and we don't have many issues with it. So that's what we're going to tie today. I've already got some pre-cut line. You can see this here piece is about 8 to 10 inches, and this is what we're actually going to tie the hook to and into a swivel. So the swivels I like to use are kind of sized to the line. You can see this is about a big #1 barrel swivel that we'll tie on, and this is going to go straight to the hook. So my hooks, I store them in these little pouches that we have, and I can have a variety of different hooks. See, just grabbing there, I got 7, 8, and 9/0. And we're going to probably use a 9/0 for this in our particular area, but you can use whatever hook you want. You know, if you got 12/0 size fish, or you're trying to size down maybe into a 5/0 if you're going for some more eaters. For us, we're looking for some of our bigger fish in the area, so we're going to stay with that. So 9/0 line going right into our swivel. So I'm going to get that tied up and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, we're back. You can take a look. I got this #9 circle lot hook tied right into that 8 to 10 inch piece of leader line right into my barrel swivel. What this allows is, those catfish, especially the bigger ones, and you get a little bit longer fight, they do a lot of rolling. So you'll see that hook as it spins in a circle. That swivel is able to take all of that line twist, and it'll keep you having a better chance of landing the fish and also a lot less trouble when you're trying to re-rig and get back out there with your bait. Next thing we got is that 15 to 18 inch piece of leader line. You can see here I've got it already cut out of that 40 pound, and I'm gonna go ahead and tie it onto the adjacent side of the swivel. This will be where we're gonna attach our egg sinker, also some beads. We'll get into why in just a moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie that up. Get that snipped off. You guys, I highly recommend, the enhanced clinch knot for things like this. It's been a go-to knot for me for a really long time. I know there's some varieties that you can do like a snell on the hook, and I've started to work with those, but for now, I'm definitely staying with my enhanced clinch knot. Had a lot of success, and not to mention, you see how fast it is. It's a really easy tie. So after that, we got a couple different options of what we can tie onto these rigs. For example, I've got float rigs, which I've tied up right now. And that's where you put a nice little cork float or some type of float that you can have the bait elevate a little bit off the bottom. I usually use that when I'm dragging. For today, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to tie up just a regular Carolina bottom rig, and we'll see what we got. So first thing that we're gonna need is some beads, and those beads can be almost anything. You need to size your bead though to the size of your line and also the size of your knot. And I always wondered when I was first getting into this, what are these beads actually used for? They used to look pretty. The colors, they don't necessarily seem to matter. You can see I kind of got a green color theme going. That's just because of my boat. But we first put a bead on, and the whole purpose is, and I'll show you right here, you slide that down. That's to protect that knot. As this egg sinker is riding up and down on this line, maybe you're casting it a bunch or it's banging off the bottom. If it's getting direct contact with that knot on the line, you may end up getting some wear and tear on it and having a weak point where you may lose a fish. So we put the bead on there specifically to protect that knot. From there, you need to size your egg sinker to the water you're going to be fishing. Here in Kansas, we got a couple rivers, but specifically I'm making these rigs for the lakes. And our outflow in our lakes just is nothing like you guys or anybody has down in the south region or even some of the northern lakes. We're pretty stagnant in our flow, and because of that, I can use about a 1 to maybe a 2 ounce egg sinker. That's what we're gonna use. Don't forget to add that second bead to the other side. I've definitely done that, and it's not fun when you gotta end up cutting off and retying that bead. So from there, you'll see what we got. I got the hook, 9/0, I got a barrel swivel, and I'm going into 2 beads with a weight right on that 15 to 18 inch. From there, What I put on this to make it quick so I can put it on the boat is I put another barrel swivel. You know, the difference you're gonna have if you're gonna do a float rig is you're actually gonna do a 3-way swivel. And the reason for that is that's where you can attach your weight if you're doing some dragging on the bottom. But for today, we're gonna use just another barrel swivel. I'm gonna go ahead and get that tied on. All right, we're back. I've got that swivel tied on. That's the exact same swivel that I put kind of in line to protect that line from getting twisted. That's kind of a second barrier, and it also makes it real easy to go ahead and tie back on if we got a break off or just a quick change from a float to a bottom rig. So that's what we got here on how we've got them rigged up, but how do I store them? So this is a little bag I ordered off, I think I ordered this off Amazon. Specifically, this is a 4-inch by 5-inch zip bag, and I got the heavy duty ones, just a little bit thicker for those hooks. What that allows me to do is on the boat, I don't want to be looking for exactly what I got. So I'm going to put that this is a number 9, 40-pound test, and it's got a 1 ounce weight in it. And what that allows me to do is I'm able to quickly grab it. I'm able to know exactly what I want. Sometimes I'll even add things in like bottom, right? So I know that this is a bottom rig or a rig that I'm going to be suspending. From there, I'm able to go ahead and pop this bag open. And I'm able to put my whole rig in there. This makes it so that if I have a rig that I got to tie on, you know, I'm the fastest guy in the water when I'm getting out there. I'm also able to retie faster than anything else. And I'm able to keep my rigs organized and not tangled as well. The one thing with these bags that I've found is that they do keep a little air in them after you zip them. So to combat that with my storage, I take a little piece of scissors and I'll just nick that tail off on that corner. And now they deflate perfectly. I can store them. So what does my storage look like? First, I'll toss this out of the way. We'll take a look. This is how I've been storing them right now, guys. And this is just a kind of I think a bag storage from Bass Pro. This thing's been working great, and you'll see that they come with these different pocket holders. And for here, I'm able to put all my single hooks that I haven't tied on in here. I do bring them just in case. Maybe we got a day where the fish seem to be pretty large and I want to size up, or maybe I just got a buddy on the boat who's wanting to store some of his stuff or buy some hooks off of me. From here, I'm able to put all my float rigs, and then on the other side, I put my bottom rigs. You see, I got 5/0 tied up, I've got 9/0 tied up, and I'm able to put them all in there. So this little thing right here is phenomenal. If I want to move from boat to boat, or maybe I just want to take it out, since I'm not going to be doing it, maybe it's crappie season, I'm not after catfish, I'm able to just have everything that I need in my catfish rig zipped up, stored in here, and be able to just go. Little go bag, perfect. I do most of my tying out of the boat. That saves me a lot of time. So you'll see, I'm able to keep a large quantity of hooks in there. All of these rigs that I've tied up are about to go in there, including the one you just saw me tie up. But those are some of the things that I do to stay successful on the water, to keep my tying down, my lines in the water, my hookup ratios up. But if you have any tips, tricks, if you got any advice for what I'm doing here today, or you got any questions about things that we've got going on, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll definitely look to answer. And also check out some of the other videos. We got Mad Outdoors on Instagram, Mad Outdoors on YouTube. If you like this content, like, subscribe, follow. We're going to be posting a lot of things like this. We hope you follow along.